Business intelligence is a very powerful tool that could give any company a long-lasting competitive advantage, and everyone knows that. What some business people don't know is that behind a beautiful dashboard, it usually looks like that. Needless to say that buying, managing, and learning all these separate applications is not a smooth and easy process. Sometimes it can even cause frustration. What if you could perform all the necessary activities in one place? Today, I'd like to introduce you to the true self-service Business Intelligence 3.0 solution that is about to change the way business people see BI. This is Necto, a solution that allows you to perform everything right within your own workboard. Necto is the only BI solution that utilizes the concept of workboards, dynamic and rich dashboards that allow users to perform any kind of BI activities without having to switch between different applications. Analyze data from any source, visualize it, track performance over time, collaborate with your colleagues and follow their activities right within the system. Get recommendations for relevant insight, workboards and colleagues to collaborate with and automatically find solutions to complex issues. Everything with a compelling and dynamic workboard that you can build in less than 3 minutes. Let's assume that I'm a sales manager and we are looking at the product sales through different channels worldwide. At first glance, everything looks fine, but let's do some analysis and see if Necto can help us find any issues with product sales. We will use one-click insight button that automatically identifies irregularities in the data, and we can see that Necto identified a 13% decrease in sales in music, movies and audiobooks. I wonder what the reason is behind it. Let's use the cause and effect functionality available in Necto that can help us figure out the root cause of this problem. In just one click, Necto suggests 4 different scenarios that could cause such a decline in product sales. We'll increase the threshold to see only substantial changes in the data that really affect our sales. Once we do that, we can see resellers in North America experienced a 31% decrease in sales. This is a very interesting insight, and we should definitely notify the management team about it. So let's quickly build a new workboard highlighting the issues with resellers, and we'll share it with the team to discuss what should be done about it. We'll save the grid into the scrapbook. By the way, the scrapbook allows you to keep track of any important insights and components that you find during your analysis, and you can then add them to any of your workboards in the future. So we're going back to the original workboard, and we'll add new grid showing decrease in resellers' performance next to the product sales. Let's make this workboard look better by visualizing some data to highlight the issues with resellers. We'll change the grid into a chart and put a note on the chart with a description, so the management team that will be reviewing this workboard would know what kind of data it contains. Let's now check out the advisor that recommends the most relevant workboards for you based on the one you're currently viewing. Necto understands the data in your workboard, your role in the organization, and your social preferences, which helps it to come up with the most relevant suggestions for you. Let's take a look at one of these workboards that Necto recommends. Interestingly enough, we can see that resellers that did not do a seasonal discount for music, movies and audiobooks had a 19% decrease in sales compared to the resellers that ran a seasonal marketing promotion. I think this would be very useful information for the management meeting, so let's go ahead and add it to our scrapbook. And from there, we'll add it to the resellers workboard. And I think we're ready for a management review, but instead of creating a report and sending it by email, we'll share it with the team to discuss and make decisions right within the system. So let's enable a social bar and drag and drop colleagues that Necto identified as the most relevant to the data that we are currently looking at. So we are creating an ad hoc team on the fly to collaborate and solve this reseller issue together. Each one of them will all be notified about the issue with sales on the reseller side. They can all collaborate right here, inside this workboard, and I'm sure I'll be back to check and see what decisions they've made later. We can now return to the home page and check relevant workboards to see what other important business insights Necto has identified for me to review that need to be addressed as soon as possible. So by keeping everyone on the same page, Necto eliminates the need for any additional specific solution like data analytics, reporting, or visualization applications. It just makes the life of business intelligence users and IT much simpler.